Bitcoin saw an incredibly bullish day yesterday and we bounced all the way back from $52,000 back to the $62,000. We are seeing a huge trend reversal for Bitcoin happening. Today I will discuss Bitcoin on several time frames and I will also discuss the two altcoins VeChain and Solana with you. There is a lot to talk about today, so watch this video all the way to the end, like the video and let's dive right into the charts. After the dip during the weekend we saw a huge decrease happening and we saw a big CME gap opening for Bitcoin around the $62,945. Yesterday we came all the way back up to this level and just perfectly closed this gap, and we're now seeing a little bit of rejection from this area because the liquidity is being grabbed, the CME gap is getting closed, and now we're seeing a little bit of a decline. So let's see if Bitcoin can create more upside momentum from here and create more bullish momentum to the top side. But it is actually insane that we just closed this CME gap because we came all the way back down to the $49,000 and since then we closed this gap of the $62,945. Yesterday I was talking about this downtrend for Bitcoin on a 4-hour time frame, and then I was talking about that we could maybe see a breakout of this downward sloping resistance line, and that's exactly what we did yesterday. So we saw a huge resistance line unfolding with multiple touch points as resistance in the past, and yeah, currently we broke it bullish and we are now seeing a huge spike to the top side. But of course we can also maybe expect a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support, and from there we can aim for higher targets. But of course we can also maybe aim for this higher breakout target, because the breakout target will be the top side of the formation and it will be around the $69,500. So yeah, there's still a big room for Bitcoin to grow and to rise to this breakout target. So for now we are seeing a beautiful run up for Bitcoin, and we gained this level, and this was a very interesting level for Bitcoin to gain because we're now seeing a new high, and let's see if Bitcoin can maybe create a new lower high and from there a new higher high, and that will create a new bullish trend reversal for Bitcoin. And yesterday the Bitcoin ETF saw a very bullish inflow. We saw a 157 million inflow of the BlackRock ETF, and also the Fidelity ETF was buying in like crazy. Also the W3 Bitcoin ETF is buying like crazy for the first time, and we're now seeing inflow of 118 million. And in total we saw 194 million inflow because Grayscale was also selling a lot of their Bitcoin again. Yesterday I was talking about that we are seeing a decline of this total cumulative inflow, and yeah, I want to see a spike just like in the beginning of this Bitcoin ETF, and we already saw 3 times a huge spike. So let's see if we can see another 4th spike to the top side, and that will have a very bullish effect for the price of Bitcoin. And the Ethereum ETF saw a very neutral day yesterday. We saw only an outflow of $2.9 million out of the Ethereum ETF. So this is not very bullish or bearish. And let's see if the coming weeks can give us more bullishness for Ethereum after we see a little bit more inflows into the Ethereum ETF. And this daily chart with multiple horizontal resistance and support levels I've been talking about a lot. I've been talking about this lower side support at the $52,000, and we perfectly bounced from this support level. We are seeing a beautiful bounce from this level already. And from this point of accumulation zone, because I told you to buy at this place, we're already up for 16%, so that's beautiful to see. And what another thing that's beautiful to see is that we broke through the first big resistance already, and we are seeing also we broke through the second resistance, and currently we can maybe see a little bit of a retest to test this previous resistance again as support. So let's see if Bitcoin can maybe create more upside momentum from here and come back to this next big resistance around the $64,000, and that will of course have a very bullish effect on the price of Bitcoin and also on the sentiment of the Bitcoin market, because we can maybe see then a new uptrend unfolding for Bitcoin, and eventually we want to come back to this highest region of resistance, and that will be around the previous all-time high. So if this resistance to the top side is getting broken, we will see new all-time highs after soon. And of course this broadening wedge for Bitcoin is also a very interesting pattern I've been talking about a lot lately in my videos and on my socials. We see a lot of touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. And yeah, we again bounced from this support just like expected. So buying at this level was a very interesting thing to do. And from this level of buying, you could have already made an interesting gain of 17%, so that is insane. This was very obvious in hindsight, but I was telling you to buy here into the Bitcoin market, and if you did, you have made some significant gains already. So let's see if Bitcoin can come back all the way to this top side resistance, and of course eventually we want to see a break of this level to the top side, a retest of this resistance to turn it into support, and then we can aim for higher levels, and of course we can then aim for a new all-time high. So of course when we are coming back to this resistance, I will also take some profits in because I bought at these regions, And yeah, buying in this region all the way to this topside resistance will give you a 30% increase. So it's also very interesting to take some profits there, because taking profits never made anyone poorer. So taking profits is part of the game, and if you don't take profits, someone else will do, and your bags will eventually decline. So you have to take in profits, because that's just part of the game. And this weekly bull flag formation for Bitcoin is very interesting to see. We saw a huge wick below this bull flag formation, and we all thought that we were going to break down of this formation, but we're now seeing a huge green candle, and this is a very bullish candle, because we're seeing a huge wick to the top side, and we're also seeing some sort of a hammer candle. So let's see if Bitcoin can come back to this topside resistance, and eventually we want to see a break of this level, a retest of this resistance to turn it into support, and then we can maybe see the next exponential move to the top side, and that will be very bullish for Bitcoin, because the bullish sentiment will turn back and retail will FOMO in, and this will bring us all the way to the $100,000. And this bull flag formation has a breakout target of $108,000, so that is an insane target, of course. But for now, let's see if Bitcoin can come back to this topside resistance and break it to the top side and create more bullish momentum. And also a very interesting chart to look at is this Ethereum-Bitcoin pairing. Since September 2022, Ethereum was in a decline against Bitcoin, so it was better to hold Bitcoin than Ethereum in this last 2 years. But every time we touch this lower side support, we bounce from this level. So again, we saw a big bounce from this level this week. And yeah, buying Ethereum at these lows is not a very bad thing to do, because eventually I think we will come back up. And this falling channel formation is a typical bullish bias pattern, because we are seeing a huge consolidation to the downside, and eventually I think Ethereum will break out to this to the top side, and in that way Ethereum will gain more strength against Bitcoin. So that's also the reason why I bought more Ethereum at these lows, because I expect that we're going to see more upside for Ethereum in the coming months, especially with the Ethereum ETF being live. The first interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is Solana. We saw Solana was creating this horizontal level. We touched this level previously a lot with multiple resistance levels, and also we saw support coming into the market. And of course, last week we saw a huge dump for Solana, and we bounced beautifully from this big support level. And from this support level, you could have made an interesting gain already from almost 30%. So that is a significant gain, of course. And I've been warning you about this horizontal support for Solana, and that buying at this support level is always a very good thing to do. And we're now seeing a big pump to the top side, so that is beautiful to see. And congratulations if you took this trade together with me. So I hope you made some profits, and now you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy your profits on Solana. And also yesterday another interesting thing was coming up, because we are seeing this Solana Ethereum pairing. We saw some rejections at this topside formation, and yeah, yesterday we made a new all-time high for this pairing. So Solana is much stronger than Ethereum in the last couple of weeks, and this chart also made an all-time high. So this is looking very good for Solana, and of course we could maybe see a retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support, and from there we can maybe aim for higher targets. So Solana is being stronger than Ethereum in the last couple of months, and that's nothing to worry about. But I also guess that Ethereum could become a little bit more stronger against all the other altcoins, because of the Ethereum ETF being live. Another interesting altcoin I've been looking at is VeChain. We can see VeChain was coming back to this lower side support, and every time we touch this certain support, I was telling you that you could maybe enter the market for VeChain in a long, or just spot buy more VeChain. And I bought more VeChain at this green box of accumulation. And from these lows, we're already up for a lot of percentages. So yeah, we can see almost a 15% increase, so that's insane. And yeah, this support was showing strength for VeChain. So let's see if VeChain can come back to this topside resistance, and we are seeing this downward sloping resistance unfolding for this formation. So let's see if we can see a breakout and retest of this previous resistance to turn it into support, and from there we can aim for higher targets. So if you want to enter the market in the long for VeChain, you have to wait for a confirmation of the breakout. So we want to see a daily close above this level, and then we have to wait for the retest. And on the retest, you can enter the market in a long, or in just spot buy order more VeChain, and then we can aim for higher prices for VeChain. Of course, you can also enter the market for VeChain in a long, for the long term. But if you want to trade VeChain, you have to wait for a confirmation, a retest, and then you can aim for high targets. And the first big horizontal resistance for VeChain will be around this level, and it will be around the 3.3 cents. So if we're seeing a bullish break for VeChain out of this formation, I think we will first go to this level, then we will see a rejection from this point, a retest of this formation to turn it into support, and then we can maybe aim for higher targets and create a trend reversal for VeChain. I hope you find this video useful. Give this video a like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.